Shalom, Yasharallah, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Kol, Hala, Hawa, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, all praises, glory to Yahweh, Hallelujah, praise Yahweh. And saying that, what we're going to get into and what we're going to touch on are the things that y'all need to know and the things that y'all need to understand as it pertains to y'all walk in y'all belief system. Because see, at the end of the day, many believers, many righteous people, those that read the Bible and love God, they die outside of their faith, despite their confessions and belief, because they lack understanding in areas. You understand me? Because the areas that y'all lack understanding, the church is not designed to teach. You understand me? Because see, the church is an organization of man, not of Yahweh God. You understand me? See, so y'all, what we gonna do is touch on the things that y'all need to learn and understand as y'all watch these political events. Because see, understand what these political events, whether they're Democratic or Republican outlets, they all are biblically related. You understand me? That's why I constantly put y'all into politics and religion, because life is based on politics and religion. But it's just that y'all lack understanding and y'all try to separate it. You understand me? And as a result of separation and a lack of understanding, y'all die outside of y'all faith. Not necessarily talking about the physical death, but spiritually. You understand me? Y'all end up idolizing, or y'all end up idol worshiping, and not even understanding that y'all idol worshiping despite of your faith and your belief in God, Lord, Jesus that don't exist, and whatnot. You understand me? See, so saying that, let's go ahead on into the book of John, the 9th chapter, and let's get 39. John chapter 9, verse 39. And Yahweh Shai said, for judgment I've come into this world. See, so for judgment he has come. Now you have two types of judgment. You have a human judgment and the actions, and that's politically. You understand me? And then you have a religious belief judgment. You understand me? See, so at the end of the day, judgment is basically a decision. You understand me? That relates to Yahweh judgment, whether it's divine or philosophical. You understand me? See, so for judgment he has come, meaning that he didn't come to physically judge the actions of man. You understand me? But he came to judge the religious belief of man. Do you understand me? Because why? Understand, life, your faith is already written. That's why when you go to the scriptures, you see written, because that's the past tense. You see chosen, that's the past tense. You understand me? Everything was written long before the foundation of the world. And that's what y'all have to grasp and understand. Although we are in the present. You understand me? See, so for judgment he has come to put that that belief system. So therefore judgment has set in. You understand? Let's read that again. John chapter 9, verse 39. And Yahweh Shai said, for judgment I've come into this world, that they which see not might see. Meaning that they, although they watching these Democrat and media outlets, they don't see beyond what they're looking at. You understand me? So they fall victim and captive to the ideology and philosophy of these politicians' agenda. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. And they that which see might be made blind. Meaning that those that see these political events and talk about these political events, they don't understand the political events. For instance, like the Green New Deal. They don't understand the Green New Deal is to try to stop the end of the world. You understand me? See, y'all don't understand. There are things that y'all lack understanding in. Okay? See, so for judgment, he has already come. You understand me? Let's read that again. John chapter 9, verse 39. And Yahweh Shai said, for judgment I've come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which see might be made blind. Meaning that in this present time, some is going to wake up and understand what they're looking at and hear and understand what's taking place, and then you're going to have some that's not going to understand. You understand me? And for judgment he's come because again, life is already written. I did a couple videos about that. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, and that's the and y'all can't even grasp that. That's difficult to grasp that. Okay, when you go to John 6 and 64, but there are some of you believe not. For he knew from the beginning who believed and who didn't believe. See, so if Yahweh Shah was in the beginning, long before the foundation of the world, so he already know who believed and who didn't when he came. So when he was in the present, in the flesh, he already knew who believed and who didn't. See, so that goes back to saying that life and your faith is already written. You understand me? We are already judged. Let me get Hebrew 9 at what? 27. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this, the judgment. See, so after that, the judgment. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, okay? See, so understand that judgment has already taken place, and Yahweh Shai came to judge a divine judgment. Do you understand me? Or how should I put it? Y'all belief system. See, so y'all belief system was already judged long before the foundation of this world. You understand me? Yet it's playing out, and your life is the movie being played out because it's already written. You understand me? Let's read that again. John chapter 9, verse 39. And Yahweh Shai said, for judgment I have come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which see might be made blind. Because see, you have to understand, you have a lot of religious ideology and philosophy. You understand me? See, so for that judgment he has come. In fact, let's go back a chapter, and let's go to John 4. And I think 23. John chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeks such to worship him. Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him, now worship is obedience, is an act of obedience. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And that time has come. See, so judgment he's came. That time has come. You understand me? And his judgment still sits in because he went back to the Father and on his way back. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so you have two types of worshipers, two types of believers. I did a video about that too. You got true believers and you got false believers. Do you understand me? It is what it is. Okay, see, so you have to understand that the time has come. You understand? Let's get let's go into the book of Matthew 24. I think Matthew 24 and 24, and then I'm gonna get 1 John 4 and 1. And then 1 John 4 and 1. Matthew 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall see the very elect. Meaning that the religious ideology of these religious organizations is strong that it can, if it was possible, the elect would be deceived. That's how strong these doctrines, religious doctrines are. You understand me? But notice it said if. Do you understand me? If they follow Yahweh Shai, right, and then they fall away, they never believed from the beginning. Because see, understand, knowing and believing is two different. You understand me? A lot of Israelites that scream Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, they do not believe. They only believe the fact of that physically they are the children of Israel and they are Yahweh God's chosen. And the kingdom is reverse slavery. Do you understand me? Anything outside of that, they lack understanding of. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna give an example. I was walking one time because I'm gonna do a video about the dude from this camp, Miami, right? He was talking about the white man coming out of the book of Maccabees, right? So I walked up and asked him about the white man religion. He snapped and get mad. because he lacked understanding. Because he was repeating what he was told. You understand me? Either he was making videos outside of his camp, or he got kicked out of his camp and made videos on the outside, or they knew. You understand me? But I'm just telling you, and I'm just giving y'all an example. You understand me? You have a lot of false Christs out there, a lot of false teachings out there. See, so when you go back to John 4 and 20 and 4 and 23, for that hour and that time has come. And Yahweh Shai came and brought judgment. And the judgment that he brought was a divine political judgment. You understand me? It is what it is. And that judgment is to be able to see that truth. And a lot of people is not going to see that truth. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's go, let me get, 1 John, 4 and 1? 1 John, chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they be aught of Yahweh. Now, when you say try the spirits, it's because you have two types of spirits. You have a philosophical spirit of man, and then you have a divine spirit of Yahweh God. See, so y'all lack understanding of this. So y'all are confused as when the scripture speaks about the spirit, and when y'all break it down in the scriptures. Do you understand me? Let's read that again. 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of Yahweh God, because many false prophets are going out into the world. See, so many false prophets is out in this world. Do you understand me? And if it's possible, those that's not rooted, those do not believe, going to fall victim to the religious ideology and the governing system, religious governing system of man. And as a result of the embracing the religious ideology of man, they die in idolization, or I should say, they die in idol worship. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get 2 Timothy. Let's go into the book of 2 Timothy. Let me get 2 Timothy 4 and 3. Let me get 2 Timothy 4 and 3 and Titus 1 and 9. Titus 1 and 9. Second Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itchy ears. And they shall turn their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables. And that truth is biblical scriptures. You understand me? Everybody don't believe in the truth. You understand me? Despite of their confessions. A lot of Israelites don't believe in the truth. Do you understand me? They know the truth. At the end of the day, they don't teach you the truth. You understand me? Because it's not about the physical nationality of waking up to Israel. Okay? Because he put it into that heritage. It's about the elect of that nationality that he put it into. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so only the elect is going to be able to obtain and understand. You understand me? A lot of people is not going to be able to comprehend or understand what they watching when it comes to these media outlets and the religious leaders. You understand me? Because see, now the church has a covenant with the government, and the government and the politicians the religious leaders are embracing these politicians. Okay, like the black church, the Baptist church in the South, they've been funding the Democratic Party. Yet the Democratic Party is slavery, is a party of slavery. But yet Clyburn, Maxine Waters, all these black people that been in this Congress since the 80s and the 70s and shit, they support Democrats. That's why I say a lot of y'all lack understanding when it comes to history. America is not a racist country, and when they're talking about racism, they're not talking about skin color. You understand me? Because in the Jim Crow era, you had black people that was into the politics. You understand me? See, there's a lot of things y'all like understanding me. You understand me? See, so the time has come that they're going to turn from the truth. And when they turn from that divine truth, they turn to the philosophical religious ideology of man. They embrace that. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Before I get that, let me go back to First John. I think let me get back to First John 5 and 9. First John chapter 5 verse 9. If we receive the witness of men, and that witness of men is the philosophy of men. Do you understand me? Let's read that again. If we receive the witness of men, the witness of Yahweh is greater, and that witness is belief in biblical prophecy. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. For this is the witness of Yahweh which he have sent, which he have testified of his Son. He that believeth on the Son of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, have the witness in himself. He that believeth not Yahweh have made him a liar, because he believeth not the record that Yahweh gave his Son. And that record is talking about biblical scriptures. It goes back to that prophecy of Genesis 3:15, when he was talking to the physical nature. See, a lot of y'all got this ideology about the so-called white man. And he was talking to Satan and turned Satan into a fucking snake. You understand me? Y'all like understanding the biblical scriptures. Y'all like understanding the what the Garden of Eden is, what the Garden of Eden is about. You understand me? Y'all like understanding that these political events are biblically related. You understand me? Y'all like understanding because see, life is already written and your belief system is already written. You just playing it out. You understand me? And let's go back again. Let's go back. We're gonna hold that. Y'all want to hear that philosophy? Let's go back. Let's go back to John 9 and 39. John chapter 9 verse 39. And Yahweh Shai said, for judgment I have come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which see might be made blind. And he came out and they playing that out. So when Yahweh Shai came, they planned it out because they was already chosen long before. It's just a movie being played out. They acting out their fate. You understand me? It is what it is. See, so y'all want to turn from the truth and embrace the philosophy, ideology of man, religious ideology of man. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. What I had, Titus. I done closed it up, right? Titus, chapter 1, verse 9. I'm going to start at verse 9. Holding fast the faithful word as ye have been taught. And that word is Yahweh Shai. That they may be able by sound doctrine both to extort and to convince the gainsayers. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they are of the circumcision, whose mouth must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not. You understand me? See, so it's not just talking about the Christian church. Because see, the Gentiles idol worship automatically because they don't know the commandments. So he related to the children of Israel. You understand me? And you have a lot of Israelite camps that don't believe and they push lies out. Because, or I wouldn't say more lies, I say they err into the scriptures. They err when they on the highways and byways because they lack understanding. Because see, they don't believe neither. A lot of Israelites don't believe in biblical prophecy. See, so once you deny biblical prophecy, you deny Yahweh God, you saying that he's a liar. Okay, so when you deny prophecy of Yahweh Shai coming and his resurrection, you call Yahweh God as a liar. Because what he said is not really true. So you witness your ideology come from the witness of man, which is philosophical. Y'all like understanding of biblical scriptures. You think you know the Bible, but a lot of you all don't know the Bible, especially a lot of Israelites. You understand me? Because a lot of camps repeat the same thing from different camps, but it be the same message. The physicality of the commandments. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Okay, see, so that's what y'all have to understand. Let's go to the book of Daniel. Let me get Daniel 12 right quick, and then let me start at 10. Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Meaning that as these political events play out, some going to wake up and understand what this political game is about and how it relates to the scriptures. And those that wake up are those called the elect of Israel. Do you understand me? And some of the Gentiles is going to wake up because they're going to come and learn and hear and understand that truth too. Do you understand me? Because see, at the end of the day, the kingdom of Yahweh God is reverse slavery. So the Gentiles going to learn these kingdoms, so they're going to be obedient when they go into the kingdom because they're going into slavery. You understand me? See, so the Gentiles are going to come and learn this truth. And the Israelites are going to teach them this truth. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. But then some are going to wake up. And then some people are not going to wake up when these political events play out. Because see, understand, these political events, astronomical events, are going to put an end to this universe or to society as we know it. Them two events is going to bring about the end and bring about the kingdom. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, okay? See, so understand that some is going to wake up when these events unfold. You understand me? Let's go up to verse 4. Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal up the book to the time of the end. Meaning there is nothing more to prophesy about, because he prophesied the end. And the end is played out politically. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Meaning that this book is closed. So knowledge is going to increase, and that knowledge, what they're talking about, is philosophy. You understand me? That knowledge, what they're talking about, is democracy, because democracy don't mean freedom. And a lot of you all think that, okay? It don't mean freedom. Democracy promotes independence and free will. You understand? Democracy is a philosophical view that stands from Demetrius Democritus. That's where we get the word democratic from. Democracy means the majority rule. Y'all have to understand the majority rule is through ideology. You understand me? Because see, the knowledge increase because why? In the in the 2nd or the 3rd century, you have religion and philosophy popping up. Do you understand me? And then when you factor in the Renaissance period, you had the print and press, which was one of the most important part of the Renaissance period, because they reprinted history and reprinted the scriptures. So now instead of me speaking and sending a letter, I can print out papers and pass them all the way around. So you have to spread of Christianity, you have to spread of the religious organizations' doctrines. Do you understand me? So that's increase. And then in the 1500s, after the split of Martin Luther, right, then you had the churches split. See, I'm gonna give you an example, like Christianity, and I always state that Christianity is one religion. Christianity is sun worshiping, right? Now, you got 7 branches of Christianity: Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal, Evangelist, Holiness, Jehovah's Witness, and non-denomination. Now, all 7 believe in Mary and Jesus, right? Yet, when you go to the philosophy of the Bible, they all have different viewpoints of the Bible. That's philosophy. Do you understand me? The ideology of man. You understand me? See, so that knowledge that increased is talking about philosophy. And right now, to this day, that philosophy that it increased, it's not just democracy, but through democracy, it is called Marxism. Do you understand me? Because a lot of black people is into Marxism. Do you understand me? Martin Luther King, he was a Marxist too. Do you understand me? A lot of people are Marxists. Michael Jackson was a Marxist too. Kamala Harris is a CCP member. All these politicians are part of these movements, Zion movements and whatnot. But at the end of the day, in the 2nd and the 3rd century, you had religion and the Greek and Roman philosophers popping up. Do you understand me? Then you have secret society inside the churches popping up, left and right. The spread of these secret societies. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is, okay? That's what you all have to understand. Okay, so that's why I constantly put y'all in the politics and religion. I constantly give y'all the things that y'all need to know and understand. Okay, despite y'all not listening, but at the end of the day, I understand and know who I'm worshiping. At the end of the day, my name is in that book of life. Do you understand me? Because everybody don't know the call and everybody don't answer that call of Yahweh God. Okay, and it's not through testimonies. You got kicked out your house, you went to a shelter, none of them sad stories, you went to jail and you learned this, you did this, so as a result you went to jail. God was telling me something. All that ain't nothing but bullshit. You understand me? Y'all like understanding what this political game is about, because it's all politically related. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. You understand? Let's get Amos 8 and matter of fact, let's get that again, and then let's get Amos 8 and 11. Let's read that again. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, set up the words and seal up the book to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And knowledge has been increased. Do you understand me? And increased in the Renaissance period, in the 1500s. And that period was known as what? Humanism. Y'all understand? Let's go over to Amos 8. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water. And he's talking about bread and water. He's talking about economically. Okay? You understand me? See, so the system of America is still going, economically, is still going to be okay. Although the economy will collapse, you understand me? But that famine is not coming through the economic system of man. Let's read that again. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but hearing of the word, and hearing of the word. And how is he going to bring that famine? So you have to watch these political events, these politicians, and how he going to bring that famine is when these politicians pass these legislations talking about censorship, the attack of the First Amendment. Because see, the First Amendment, the right to speak, goes back into the scriptures. You understand me? The Constitution of America, the first, the second, the fifth, the 10th, and I think it's one more. They all based on the commandments. And we're gonna hit we're gonna go through the Constitution and we're gonna go through the scriptures. You understand me? See, so I have to understand this political war. It's a divine and philosophy governing system, and they clashing. You understand me? The Republican Party represents that divine governing system. That divine governing system that Republican Party or Donald Trump represents, even though he's not a politician. That political or that divine governing system is what we call bureaucracy. You understand me? Bureaucracies are the Democrat. Communism and socialism is a man economic system. Yahweh God financial system is what we know as capitalism, because America is a religious capitalist country. It's the only country on this planet. That's why all these nations come to America. And all these nations hate America. Because see, Russia, China, South America, Asia, India, and all these other countries are nothing but socialist and communist countries. You understand me? Switzerland, Belgium, and Netherlands are socialists. They follow Bernie Sanders. They embrace Bernie Sanders. Because in social, and when you go to Belgium right now, or I think Switzerland, if you have a baby, you have to go to the government, and the government going to give you a name. When you go to India, they grow their food, right? But they have to go to the government to get rice and to get all that. You understand me? See, y'all have to understand the way how this game is played, but y'all like understanding. So y'all fall victim. You understand me? Let's read that again. Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but a hearing of the word. And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and the young faint, and the young men faint for thirst. Why? Because the generation is getting younger and younger. So you see that like I'm gonna say put like this here, the starting of that COVID. that killed that took a lot of elderly. You understand me? See, so now understand that you having generational transfer taking place right now. Okay, you have a lot of the old people are dying out, and they leaving their riches and wealth to their grandkids. Now you have the younger kids that's going to pop up, like AOC. You understand me? Younger than Kamala Harris, 30, 25, 30, 40. I mean, not 40, 22. They're in their 20s, they're in their 30s. You understand me? You have these young candidates popping up. They all into philosophy. Do you understand me? They all into the governing system of man. They don't believe in Yahweh God. Okay? That's why I tell everybody, you're a Democrat, understand their agenda. Because their agenda goes against the Bible. Their agenda goes against Yahweh God. But y'all like understanding, although you go to church and believe in God, yet that very same politician agenda that you embrace goes against your very same belief. See, so y'all like understanding, y'all idol worshiping. So everything that y'all do is emptiness. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let me get Matthew. Let me go into the book of Matthew, what? 15 and 9. Matthew chapter 15, verse 9. Oh, it's out of verse 8. Verse 8. These people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me. Meaning that y'all believe in titles. Y'all quick to say Jesus is my Lord and Savior, who don't exist. God is my Savior. I believe in God. I'm God's favorite child. So y'all say all these quotes. But at the end of the day, y'all embrace the philosophy and ideology of man that violates and make a mockery out of your faith system or your belief system. You call yourself going to church, believing in God, yet you support transgender homosexuality that violates his commandments. You understand me? Y'all say y'all follow Jesus don't exist, but let's say like y'all say y'all follow Jesus, right? But y'all go against, y'all be disobedient to y'all own faith because y'all embrace the politicians that go against Jesus. But y'all lack understanding because see, religiously and philosophically, they all of man. So that's basically talking about the religious ideology and the philosophical views of man. Do you understand me? It is what it is. I'm gonna hold that right, and let me get back into let me go back into Daniel 12. Let's read that again. Daniel chapter 12 verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, set the words up and seal up the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And knowledge is going to be increased. Do you understand me? Because philosophy upon philosophy upon philosophy, there is no solution and there is no answer in philosophy. Notice how when y'all watch these Democratic outlets and the interviews with these Democrats, they always talk philosophy, but they never find no solution. Because it's all nothing but philosophy, philosophical talk. And philosophy, there is no answer in philosophy, but more philosophy. Do you understand me? It is what it is. Matthew chapter 15, verse 9. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of man. And vain means emptiness. So everything that y'all doing to the church is emptiness. Because see, I'm giving you an example like Ralph Warnock, right? And he in the Baptist church he run the Baptist church in Georgia, yet he ran for politics. Now he a congressman. Okay, see, so understand that these politicians are religious believers too. You understand me? But you got to understand the game the way it's been played. Because Nancy Pelosi is a Catholic. Joe Biden is a Catholic. You understand? Chuck Schumer is a Catholic. Kamala Harris is a CCP. She don't believe in God. That's why she said one nation under a rule. Do you understand me? Okay? Hey, it is what it is. See, so y'all honor Yahweh God through titles. But when it comes to exercise y'all belief, y'all embrace the commandments of man. So y'all die in idol worship. You die outside of your faith despite of your confessions and belief. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Let's get let me get Colossians 2 and 8. Let me get Colossians 2 and 8, and then we're going to go ahead into 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11. But I'm going to start with 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. But I'm going to start at 10. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Meaning that they didn't receive that truth, meaning they didn't embrace that truth when they heard that truth. They had their ears tickled and turned to the philosophy, religious ideology of man. Okay, because in order to break down these scriptures, you have to have a divine spirit. You can't have a philosophical spirit and break these scriptures down, because then you're going to err into the scriptures. You understand me? You're going to err into the scriptures. You understand me? Y'all going to err into the scriptures. In fact, let me go ahead and get Jeremiah. I think what 5 and 31. Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 31. The prophet prophesied falsely, and the priests bear rules by their means. And my people love to have it so, and what will ye do in the end thereof? Meaning, what you going to do in the end, because ain't no white man coming out of the sky to save you. Jesus, he don't exist. You understand me? America is not going to last long. Okay? So what is the end? Okay? Y'all understand this game. Okay? Understand what you worship. Okay? It is what it is. Colossians chapter 2 verse 8. Be aware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of this world, and not after Christ, Yahweh Shai. Let's go to verse 7. Let's go start at verse 6. As ye have therefore received Yahweh Shai, so walk in them. And walk means to live. As ye have therefore received Yahweh Shai, so walk in them, rooted and built up in him, established in faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Because you have to be rooted and taught. This book is closed. Do you understand me? See, so by this book is being closed, many going to run to and fro, and knowledge going to be increased. And that knowledge is what you call philosophy. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Okay, see, so you have to be rooted. Why? You have to be aware and know and understand scriptures. Know and understand what you watching. Know and understand what you listening to. Understanding what you listening to. Comprehending what you listening to. Because you got many false prophets and religious leaders and politicians that is not of Yahweh God. It is of man. Because y'all have to understand, regardless of what religion you in, religion is an organization of man. It has nothing to do with Yahweh God. That's man belief system. You understand? Hey. Hey, it is what it is. Yeah, look at me. Let's go. Didn't I have 2 Thessalonians? Yeah, let me get. I think I had 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 11. And for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. Meaning that because y'all lack understanding of what y'all worshiping, y'all in a delusional state, thinking that democracy is going to save you, thinking that these idols are going to save you, or some white man coming out of the sky to take you. You understand me? Y'all in a delusional state thinking that democracy means freedom. It don't mean freedom. Y'all don't understand. The politicians' agenda is to enslave you economically. The Republican Party going to enslave you religiously, because they're going to push this white man Jesus down y'all throat. And the so-called white man going to push Judaism on y'all. Okay? You understand me? Hey, now the Catholic and Islam, they are the same religion. Yes. Okay? But understand this game and what y'all worshiping, okay? And y'all in a delusional state, and y'all believe the lies and the deceitfulness that these politicians and religious leaders people tell y'all. So y'all damn. You understand me? See, so go back. Yahweh Shai came for judgment because a lot of people's not going to understand what's taking place politically, what's taking place religiously and astronomically, because we are commanded to watch out for these things. That's how we know that Yahweh Shai, we know that Yahweh Shai, Yahweh is on his way. Okay? Do you understand me? That's how we know biblical prophecies come to pass and biblical prophecy are true. You understand me? Everybody don't believe in biblical prophecy, and that time has come, and judgment has come. You understand me? And that judgment that's taking place and have taken place and is playing itself out right now, it called religious ideology. You understand me? And the truth and the truth is going to be taken away through censorship. You understand me? Because a lot of church, they believe in God, but they embrace the philosophy of man, because they mistranslate the scriptures and say God love one another as I love you. So you think that it's okay for a man to love another man of a woman, and then y'all go back and use David, whatever that story, as an excuse to promote y'all homosexuality. Do you understand me? It is, that's why life is already written. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is, okay? And then y'all have pleasure in that unrighteousness. Y'all don't want to turn back. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all like to hear that the lifestyle of man, okay? And think that that's life, and think that you're going to live forever. At the end of the day, we all die. Okay, I have nothing to lose. Okay, but understand that judgment, we are already judged. Okay, you understand me? This book is closed. Some gonna be purified, tried. Some gonna do wickedly, and some gonna understand. And the ones that's gonna understand are the elect, because they were chosen long before the foundation. Hey, it is what it is. In fact, let's get John 15. Let's go to the book of John 15 and let me get John 15 and 26. John chapter 15 verse 26. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me. Meaning that Comforter, that Spirit, going to testify of that truth, going to testify that biblical prophecy have came to pass. Do you understand me? That Yahweh Shai is the Messiah to come. And he was going to come through a woman and not through the physical nature of man. Because the physical nature of man is corrupt. You understand me? See, so when y'all say Yahweh Shai came through Joseph or came through man, you saying that Yahweh Shai is corrupt and that the scriptures is not true. And Yahweh God is a liar. Because the spirit didn't overtake Mary. That the goddess Aphrodite came and Mary and Joseph had sex and violate the commandments of Yahweh God. That's what a lot of the main camps believe in. And those main camps deny the birth. They deny the resurrection because they don't believe it, but they have knowledge of the scriptures. That's why you go back to Romans 10, not all Israel is saved, because they lack understanding. They ignorant and go about their own righteousness and not establishing the righteousness of Yahweh Shai. You understand me? Because Yahweh Shai is righteous. He is the commandments. You understand me? So that goes back into biblical prophecy. You understand me? A lot of people don't believe in biblical prophecy. In fact, let's go over to we in John. Let's go over to 17 and 8 right quick. John chapter 17 verse 8. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. See, so I believe that Yahweh God sent his son Yahweh Shai. You understand me? It is what it is. Nobody can convince me that. Okay? I mean, we can debate, but at the end of the day, show me where not Jesus, so like he don't exist, but show me where Joseph and Mary had sex at. The only thing that you can say is Aphrodite or aphrodisiac, but you're not explaining nothing. Okay? And a lot of camps loses when it comes to the Christian church, because although the Christian church is wickedness and they idol worship, yet they use And they idol worship, and they use the basic foundation of the scriptures: his birth, his death, and his resurrection. That's why y'all are heavy into the church and call yourselves Christians, because the Christian church foundation is founded on the birth, the death, and the resurrection of Yahweh Shai, based on biblical scriptures. You understand me? That's why they push Jesus down your throat. You understand me? Because that goes back from the supremacists from Babylon. From Babylon, go back into the first world. Genesis 3:15. When Yahweh God was talking to the philosophy, physical nature of man. But there's a lot of things that we're gonna get into, because on the highways and byways, a lot of these things is not being taught. You understand me? So a lot of Israelites are gonna die outside of their faith. They're gonna die in fringes. Hey, it is what it is. All right, let's go back. John chapter 15, verse 26. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me. And ye shall also bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. See, we've been with Yahweh Shai from the beginning. We've been with Yahweh God from the beginning. And what it means is that when he called, they answered in some point in their life. You understand me? It is what it is. See, Yahweh God called many, but only a few was chosen. And those that are chosen are those that answered that call. And once they answer that call, they know that Yahweh God, they know that Yahweh Shai exists. You understand me? That's going back into Yahweh Shai prayer. You understand me? Let's get John 17:6. John chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested that name unto the men which thou gavest me out of this world. Thine they were, and thou gave them me, and they have kept that word, meaning they kept that belief. Thine they were, meaning when he called, they answered that call. Do you understand me? It is what it is. Let's get Proverbs 8 and 22 right quick. I think, what, 22? Proverbs chapter 8, verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. Meaning that when you go back into Genesis, we are living in the old. Yahweh Shai came and went back to the Father, and on his way back, so we are in the days of old. Due to the fact of that, Yahweh Shai already established judgment. We are already judged. Life is a movie being played out. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. Verse 23. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. Meaning that they were possessed before the beginning of the earth. Yet in their life, coming up in their life, in the present time, they, at some point in their life, they answered that call. And once they answered that call, they were chosen. Thine they were. And then ever since they were chosen, they believed. You understand me? It is what it is. Now, if they believe and then they fall off and then go into some other doctrine, meaning that they never believed from the beginning. You understand me? But Yahweh God don't make no mistakes. So he called who know that who's going to come and who's not going to come. Go back to John 6 and 64. He already knew from the beginning who believed and who didn't. Yahweh God already know who believed. That's why he only speak to those. That's why many are called, but a few were chosen. Do you understand me? Because they believe in that truth long before the world was even established. Do you understand me? Let's read that again. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead into back into 2 Thessalonians 2 and 13. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. You understand me? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 13. But we are bound to give thanks always to Yahweh for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because Yahweh have from the beginning, listen, Yahweh have from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification, means separation, of the spirit and belief of that truth. Meaning that when they called, they were separated and they believed. You understand me? Let me see if I can get Isaiah 43. And then we're going to go 10 and 12. Isaiah 43, verse 10. Ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know, believe, and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. Verse 12. I have declared and have saved and have showed when there was no strange God among you. Therefore ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, that I am Yahweh. See, so they answered that call, and now they witnessed that he exists and the Son exists. So biblical scriptures are true. I believe in the biblical scriptures. You can come to me with the scriptures of knowledge, but at the end of the day, you got to prove that. If you can't prove that, then you're wrong. Because you have to make Yahweh God is a liar. If you say that Christ came from man, you call God, Yahweh God, a liar. That's a fact. You understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so understand that they believed long before the foundation of the world. Let's go ahead into let me go back into John 16 right quick. You get John 16 and what? 13? John chapter 16, verse 13. Howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine, and shall show it to you. Meaning that whatever revealed to Yahweh Shai, it's going to be revealed to you. The Spirit is going to be revealed to you. Because you were chosen long before the foundation of the world. You believe in that truth. Despite of the living conditions that you are in. You understand me? Despite of the sinfulness, because why? Love covers the multitude of sins, and the love of God is keeping the commandments. See, y'all have to understand, to know God is to understand that idol worshiping. Okay? You understand me? To know God is to know that know idol worshiping and the consequences of idol worshiping. Because anything outside of the commandments is idol worshiping. I wouldn't care if it was a car, money, position, and title. You understand me? Not just the images. Y'all gotta understand. Worshiping is an act of obedience. Life is based on obedience. Either you're gonna obey man or you're gonna obey Yahweh God. Simple as that. There is no in between. You understand me? Y'all try to make it in between and y'all end up being lukewarm. So he's not dealing with you. You can have much success through the commandments of man. Okay, you can prosper through the commandments of man. At the end of the day, all material matters come to an end. Do you understand me? Hey, it is what it is. See, so that truth is going to come. You understand me? Even though the world may not, the world can't accept and understand the truth. You understand me? Because the world ideology, philosophy clashes and goes against the scriptures. You understand me? See, so these are the things that y'all need to know and understand. Okay, because judgment is already set in religiously. Either you're going to believe the scriptures and believe in the truth and see the truth, see beyond these politicians' agenda and what's taking place in the political field, both Democrats and Republican outlets. You understand me? Some going to wake up and some not, because your life is already played out and written. Okay, this book is closed because why? We are in the end times, and the end time is politically being played out. I did a couple of videos about that, but I'm gonna go through it again. Do you understand me? Because the eighth beast, the eighth beast is what we know as America. Okay, now the seven heads is what we know as NATO, and they come out of the European Union, or what we know as Western Europe. Do you understand me? Did a couple of videos about this, because see, at the end of the day, politics and religion is what life is based on, and that's what this Bible is about. It's a political, historical book. It's not a religious book. Do you understand me? So there are things that we're going to get into, and they take this book and apply their religious ideology to it. So therefore, y'all err in the scriptures, and y'all idol worship it, and you die outside of your faith, despite of your confessions and belief in God. Because you believe in titles, not understanding idol worshiping. You understand me? Learn what y'all worshiping.